We're live?
Yep.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, now I do feel awkward. Only because, like, I'm excited. I'm excited we're finally doing this. So, hey everybody. For those of you that don't know any of us yet, I'm Eli, and the man I am having a conversation with is...
Canyon.
Fucking introduce yourself, talk. You're part of this.
Dude, I'm eating some York peppermint patties right now. I'm busy. I'm sorry.
Dude. No free advertising. Not until we receive revenue.
Dude, no, this shit's good though.
And the aggressive nail filing you hear is Jasmine, my lovely significant other. You'll see her from time to time, maybe not that often, but yeah. So I guess the first topic I kind of want to jump into is yes, the channel name is weird. We still don't have a name for this podcast. And I think we all agreed on the Rogue Assassin Rippers just because it's a mix of all of our, like, names that we kind of go by on, like, online or even on YouTube. Because for those that don't really know me, I've had the name Assassin13710 since, like, I started my channel. Which, that's another topic I want to talk about, given that this is going to be more my main platform now. And that's actually the first topic, really, that I have on my notes here, and that's why the channel was created.
The channel was created because we're just two dudes who went to school together. We have a passion for our video games, and we have a passion for each other. Not sexually, don't take it the wrong way.
Anyway.
Oh, that little chuckle in the background makes me fucking laugh.
Anyway.
No, like, this was something that we planned a long time ago, but we never actually got the chance to do it. But now that we live together, this is the best chance that we got, so we got to take it and try and move forward with this.
Another reason I wanted this, I guess it wasn't that long ago, because you were kind of finishing up basic, I think, going into tech school. Better, you were in tech school, finishing up, either or. Basically, I brought up the idea just because, like, my uploading schedule was garbage. Like,
absolute shit.
Yes, like, it's been almost a year since I kind of posted my last video.
Well, yeah, but you also have to take into account life. A lot of shit happens.
So the first reason I took a break, it was mainly because of all the COPPA regulations. I didn't really have a whole lot of, like, verification as to what was what and why it was happening. So, like, I was worried my videos would fucking COPPA. Anyway. That's the one reason why I took a break initially. Then the second one, and the reason I haven't uploaded in, I guess, actually almost a year, because the last video I think I put up was a Borderlands video, and it was just because Jasmine and I just had Echo, and we were in our own, like, quarantine because of the thing that YouTube doesn't like anyone talking about. And so that's...
It ends with 19.
Dude.
I had to add that in.
And then it also, I guess, kind of had to tie in with the fact that Jasmine and I moved into the camper all the way out in, like, the middle of nowhere with no Wi-Fi. And that's another reason why I couldn't really record or upload anything. And then we finally moved in together, and that was the biggest issue. It was, like, kind of trying to find the commitment and, like, the time to do it.
Yeah, because everyone here, we all have our jobs that we work, and we've been working for, like, how long we've been living together? 3 months now?
Yeah, 3 months.
Yeah, we've been working 3 months trying to get rent figured out, and with me personally having been in an accident because people don't know how to stop at stop signs. Anyway, I was out of the vehicle, so there was a lot of stuff that was going on that we weren't able to actually step up and do this a lot sooner.
Yeah.
But this was kind of like a but not really, like a last moment ditch effort to try and get this out. I just bring up the idea of getting a tripod so that we can start filming stuff with my camera, and then now that we have Wi-Fi, we can upload things, and everything is it took a while, but it's slowly coming together, and hopefully we can make something out of this and make this a good hobby and give some good content for people to watch that people hopefully would be able to enjoy.
Yeah. And I guess as a whole, the reason I always had, like, I guess breaks in between, like, month-long or, like, 5 months at a time, maybe up to a year in, like, recordings, it was also because, like, I was depressed.
Yep.
I was in my youth. I had a long-term relationship for, like, 2 years, but it wasn't the best. And half the time because... it was actually not really half the time. Most of the time it was because that said girlfriend, I kind of felt like shit if I had to leave her like 25 minutes without texting her, because at the time I think I was recording more Pokemon than anything, and so it had to be done through my phone. And so I guess it wasn't just that as well, but it's all centered around having to like record with the phone in a like youth tension.
Let's make this into a long story short. Life gets in the way of goals and hopes that you have when it comes to trying and bringing content out to other people, to try and bring happiness and entertainment to people. Life can get in the way,
and that's why you gotta fucking commit.
Yep. So
that's why like I've been trying to buckle down with this.
Yep. This is a commitment that we're trying to make, and we will make sure that we do our best to get this shit done as often as possible so that we can be happy with ourselves, that we're actually able to produce content that hopefully we can bring light to other people and have enjoyed.
Yeah, and what makes it great is now they can be more like collaborated things, because like I know most of my stuff was mainly like solo stuff, like Borderlands. Trying to do all that alone is actually pretty boring.
Dude.
Like, normally I don't have an issue with that, but I've begun to realize that I am using like way too much.
No, like, everyone uses like, don't worry about that. No, what I just need to piggyback off of what you just said. First Sergeant, anyway, First Sergeants like to say piggyback, by the way. Military thing. Borderlands 2, I was obsessed with that game. I have to bring this up because you brought it up. When I had my old computer, I had an upwards of like 2,000 hours on that game, and I only ever played it by myself. But that was because my dumbass wanted to get every single playable character, even DLCs, to level 72, OP8, and that is the... Basically, I can't play Borderlands 2 anymore without basically getting bored within like 2 seconds because I play it so much.
And you give me shit for what I do in Spider-Man.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
That's not fair, because...
It's not, but...
But then again, with me, that's still a problem, because every suit... There's like 40 fucking suits in that game.
Dude...
At least in the one that came out in 2018. There's not as many in Miles Morales.
No, the reason I give you so much shit about it is because I did the same bullshit. And I can't play Borderlands 2 very well anymore because I literally know everything that happens. I know the strategy to get all of the good weapons so that you beat the end so fast. And it's just like, it's not that fun anymore. Especially when it's by yourself.
Well...
because it just gets annoying. And
Thank you for setting this up, because now I'm going to be the biggest asshole in your life. But first, I just need to say, like, you didn't look at any of these notes, and somehow you had already explained like our whole like money issue. And another reason that kind of tied up into it is like, Another reason I was not very consistent with my uploads is because of what my family did, mainly my cousin's wife.
We don't need to go into.
I don't want to dive down that rabbit hole right now.
Yeah, no, because that's gonna. Yeah, no, let's not go there.
So, basically, the message I'm trying to like deliver here is that there will be more consistency with the uploads, and that's another reason why I'm so excited, because now I'll be able to put out more, knowing I'm going to be put on like a schedule, and I want to try committing more to it, and that's kind of my New Year's resolution. It has to be all about commitment.
What happened to stopping smoking?
I'm still working on that, actually.
I mean, so am I, but I'm also at the point where it's like, but I like it so much.
Anyway, so like that's kind of the side point I wanted to put in, but to segue off of your Borderlands thing, yeah, that's basically what we're gonna try doing after like this podcast. We might record more if we feel like talking to each other, but like that's our like gaming projects. That's gonna be the first one. That's just the two of us playing Borderlands, and so like since my goal was to try and play through all of them by myself, we're basically just gonna do it again.
But together.
But together, yes.
Now, I need to bring up the fact that we are well aware that these games have well gone past their age. They're not that old of games, but they're not as popular as they were when they, were first released. And we're fully aware of that.
Well, yes.
But they're still good-ass games, and we gotta play them.
Absolutely. But, and something I hear a lot from, like, YouTubers that I honestly adore and I'm inspired by, it's just that, like, when you want to start a channel, you want to do something, like, just go for it. Don't... And that's something I'm taking from my channel and trying to put on here and try and, like, pick it up where I left off. But in a different manner of speaking, just because like my channel only has 37 subscribers. I've had it for almost 7 years now, and it hasn't gone anywhere because I never cracked down on myself about consistency.
Yeah, so like that's a good point, because some of my friends that I had in middle school, right, they started a YouTube channel called the 5Z Crew. It's a really weird name, but literally they started off with games, and then my friend Dawson, he was really good with sound editing and video editing, so he would just make like stupid meme videos, and then he would make like stupid like song videos and music videos, that kind of stuff. And then once they got into high school, they started doing little skits, and they started doing like things with the school. Like the school principal was actually like letting them film in the school for their own personal gain, really. And they managed to get up to, I think it was like 1,200 subscribers, and that channel was only up for like 2 years. And I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But you also have to take in consideration, one of my friends that was a part of that kid is probably one of the funniest little bastards I've ever met in my life. Literally looking at him, you'll laugh. That's fucked up, but it's true. Anyway,
so the reason I was fucking with my phone is I was putting in Do Not Disturb.
Oh shit! I should
not
probably do that.
Not that I'm that important, but
oh, I'm not important either, but
just in case.
Yes.
And so more on like the whole collaboration. Like, obviously, we have to start with the first Borderlands.
Yep.
We have to work our way through. And I also wanted to play Tales from the Borderlands. Like, yes, it's a Telltale game, and it doesn't work the same way that other Borderlands games do, but it's canon to the story, and I figure it's best for us to play it.
Especially if we're going to go into Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Because we're definitely going to need some of that background information so that those who are watching and they don't know that much about Borderlands, they understand why specific things are how they are.
Exactly. That's why we'll be that asshole. We have to start from the beginning. We can't be like, nah, that's going to be boring. Let's play Borderlands 3. No.
Yeah, let's go straight into Borderlands 3.
Yeah, no. And so, I guess I had these notes a little backwards, I guess.
This guy is not very organized.
Well, I had them set up a certain way, and then they just got fumbled around the living room.
Yeah, so unorganized.
Shut up. Anyway, so, and I think I want to do the same thing I was trying to do, where we try and play as more like the main characters and not DLC characters.
Yeah, and since there's no DLC characters in Borderlands 3, that's not something we're going to have to worry about.
Exactly.
Because for some reason they decided that they were going to add more skill trees and not DLC characters, which, whatever. But I mean, like,
yeah,
some
like
DLC...
you guys do you, but I would have preferred a DLC character.
Yes.
By the way, what time are we at? Because I feel like...
We're at 15 minutes.
Wow, it feels like 30 has gone by already.
Wow, it's because most of us are stuttering, so we can't really...
Well, yeah.
We don't know what to talk about besides what we have written on notes, and once that's done, we're probably going to be at like 30 minutes.
I wrote these notes like a month ago.
Oh, Jesus.
That, like, because we had talked about it, and then your ass went to sleep, and then all these ideas were floating through my brain.
I'm sorry.
Jesus. She's being a shit. It isn't even... Anyway. My lovely fiance, everybody. Round of applause. Anyways. Jumping from the collaboration topic, though. There's practically going to be like a hiatus for us between collaborations. Because the only collaboration I could think of was the Borderlands collaboration.
Yep.
And so that whole thing would be more like personal gameplays between us. And so games I think I only wrote down like 4, and it was Persona, because you want to play Persona 5 for the channel. But I think you're going to try waiting for the Persona 5 Striker.
Yes, that game. I don't know really what I want to do, because Persona 5 Strikers is a continuation off of the Persona 5 story.
So then basically well, I don't know, because if it's a continuation, does it still contain like the original
Yes, it's still
story?
It contains it continues off of the original story. And how the original story ends, there's like 3 endings in Royal. It continues off of most likely the true ending.
So basically, if you buy Striker, it's going to be the same game over again, but a little longer and just a different combat system.
Not the same. It's just, yeah. That's how I understood it from the trailers. It's just, it has more of a better fight system instead of turn-based. Turn-based is fine, but it's like... It gets a little boring when you're sitting... I may or may not have fallen asleep through my first playthrough of Persona 5 Royal. During the middle of the fight because
Dude, that's a mood.
I was literally getting tired of doing the turn-based system, and then I just fell asleep and I wake up and then there's like another 4 hours added to my playtime. I was like, God damn it.
Dude, I hate playtimes. Like, after a while and I started realizing like Pokemon has a playtime counter, it started to bug me when the counter would go up when half the time I wasn't even touching the game. So like I make sure if my attention is not dead set on the Pokemon game, I have to save it and I don't touch it. Like after I completed my red Nuzlocke that I was doing over the summer, I was trying to do silver. And I haven't touched that DS in months to play silver. I think, okay, that's a lie. I think I did try it once, and that was when the couch was actually right where the table is now, before we rearranged the living room, and I only touched it for like 3 minutes, and then got bored because I was distracted.
Yeah, that happens. That happens, man. The older you get, the more things start piling on, and you gotta start realizing that you got things that are important.
Well, and it wasn't just that. I don't know what it was, but I think like my whole commitment for like trying to do test Nuzlocks through all the games just had killed me the moment I beat the red Nuzlocke.
Yeah.
Which I had never been happier in my life that I did that. It was great. So basically, for personal gameplay is like you wanted to do Persona. I would figure I would have the time. I would do Spider-Man. Now, yes, I have a problem. I probably shouldn't do it. Like I said, I wanted to take some of the stuff from that I've already put on my channel and kind of just move it over. And I tried doing, like, I guess a speed run of it, because, like, after you play it for so long, you finally know where, or you know where all the main missions are just going to start, especially if you're just playing through New Game Plus. So that's what the whole goal behind that was. And then I kind of got tired and bored after after a certain character dies in Marvel's Spider-Man, and I'm not saying anything. Sure, people may know, but if anyone coming to the channel doesn't know, like,
don't want to give spoilers.
Exactly.
Don't want to give spoilers.
I stopped it at that point, and I was using, like, the homemade suit. What I want to do is I just want to do, like, New Game Plus and go through with, like, the normal suit rather than, like, try and do 50 million gameplays with a different suit.
Yeah,
which that was kind of the plan, but I changed my mind.
But
over
you also
time.
gotta understand that that's not probably something that people want to watch.
Hey man, it's all about those eye movements. Once you know that all the like certain eyes can move, you want to see what it looks like with different suits.
Well, yeah, I guess, but you already have those channels that have done that. But you're wanting to do full ass playthroughs with each suit.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot of
I know
videos.
That, yeah, I know that's an issue.
Because this motherfucker's got a problem.
So I eventually changed my mind, and it's just gonna be like normal story, just going through on New Game Plus with the basic suit, and after playing through Miles Morales and knowing we are potentially going to get a sequel, I want to be able to put the story out there. That way, if I want to get the new one whenever it comes out, it's not like a shock and people have to go find different videos to
understand what's going on.
Yeah, it's all there on our channel. And I also put down Assassin's Creed.
Oh, of course.
Only because, like, I have a really huge problem with that series. Not like a negative one. It's more I'm just too big a fan. So,
dude, this guy's got a freaking hidden blade toy.
Yeah, one I bought for, like, a costume at a Halloween store. And then one Jasmine bought me for Christmas one year. It was supposed to be the replica of Aguilar's blade.
Fucking nerd.
And yeah, I love the series. And I'm torturing myself currently because I want to put it on the channel. It's just trying to play through the whole story, like all the games, without desynchronizing. And I feel I have more in, like, a valid reason for doing it. I was going to say incentive, but more a valid reason for doing it, because then, like with Spider-Man, everyone gets a gist of what the whole story is. And with the new release of Valhalla, like...
Yeah.
It's not only because I have a problem, it's more relevant, I suppose. So it's weird.
Yeah, you got a problem there, bud. You got a problem.
And the way I jotted this down was, like, I was supposed to do Spider-Man while you do Persona, and if you're still fucking playing through Persona, that's when I play through Assassin's Creed.
Dude, that game took me fucking 158 hours. Dude.
So, if you're still playing Persona by the time I'm done with Spider-Man, that's when I get the okay to play Assassin's Creed, if I have enough time for it, which I'm a fucking nerd. I could probably plow through. If I had enough time, though, myself, and I would grind, and I wanted to grind out videos, I could probably maybe do it within a month. But I know it would more than likely take me 2 weeks if I tried going through all of them without sleep.
Which would be so unhealthy for you.
But basically the whole gist of, like, Assassin's Creed, don't die. Whole purpose of, like, Spider-Man, don't die. Anything I try playing that's single player, don't die.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna torture myself.
Dude, if I can tell you this right now. I don't care if I die or not. They're gonna get to see my goddamn reaction. I'm probably gonna lose my shit.
You're probably going to be the more enjoyable on the channel, though, just because I'm too much a tryhard. So, if I'm still trying to get through Assassin's Creed and you're playing Persona, Kingdom Hearts is the next option.
Yep.
And...
Dude, I'm still trying to beat Persona 1. Not Persona, Jesus Christ. I'm still trying to beat Kingdom Hearts 1. I just haven't had the time. That freaking... That boss, man.
Oh yeah, this is why
Asshole.
I said the notes were scrambled. So I just realized something. So, back on Borderlands topic, I know that when that comes, I want an upload schedule, and it's gonna be Monday through Friday, just because there's so much to go through. So we'd have to like grind out a shitload of videos, post one, and record enough and edit them, to post one every weekday, basically. And that was the only thing I had on that. I wanted that to be out there as a certainty for...
Like, if we just want to play through the story of Borderlands, it's not going to be that difficult and it won't take too long. It's only if you become anal about it and you're like, oh, we need to get to max level before before we can move on to the next one. Then it's going to take forever. Let's not do that.
I mean, we'll have fun. So what the plan
let's
was...
have fun, beat the story, and then move on to the next game.
Exactly. Except plan...
There's the accept. Gotcha.
The plan is obviously play through the story, but we're going to be starting whole new playthroughs.
Yep.
So we kind of want to do all the side missions.
Oh my god. Fuck side missions.
I know. But with there being two of us, it just kind of makes it easier.
Do you know how many side missions are in Borderlands, man? There's a lot.
And not enough to count on one hand. Anyway, unless you have 6 fingers on a hand. No, I'm kidding.
Dude, you're gonna need like...
Anyway.
You're gonna need both hands and all 3 of your feet.
Anyway. I don't know why that got me. Anyway. Where did I get lost? So yeah. And we also, and even when we finish the story, DLC.
Yep. We have to add the DLC.
That's also because, Borderlands 3 is slowly releasing more DLC as time goes on. If you buy the Game of the Year edition for PlayStation 4, because we're broke-ass assholes and we don't have the PlayStation 5 yet, it's also because they don't plan on releasing it until next month anyway because of the recall, because of all of its issues. Anyway, Game of the Year edition Borderlands comes with everything, DLC and all. So does the Handsome Collection, basically, because it'll come with pre-sequel, Borderlands 2, and DLC characters for both games. And I think the DLC storylines afterward. And then, whatever is given you in the first season pass, because we both bought the Super Deluxe edition of Borderlands 3, so...
Which is still not enough, because now we have to buy the season pass too.
Exactly.
Which is why.
It's dumb.
That's so dumb.
So... Next topic after that whole thing, though, were, daily projects. Things we could kind of try and post, to help with the consistency if we're caught up doing more gameplay stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the podcast is definitely one of them. There was something I wanted to start, but there's so many games, it's just ridiculous. It was a whole idea to do horror games on Saturday, call it Horror Saturday. It's just with all the games I have listed, because I was here's... I did it in my brain. I'm so here's what I want to do first. And this will be, the whole floor plan for all the games we want to play. And, what we would do for a schedule. Clearly, every video would go up every Saturday, because that's the point. But there's so many games, and some of them are way too long.
Dude.
Only because I chose the good ones. except for a few. Some of them are indie ones. But and one of these you're gonna hate me for. So as I cross out that whole Horror Saturday plan, because I brought it up, don't know how people are gonna react about it. What are we at?
We're at 30 minutes.
Jesus. For me, it's like time's going by too fast. And then a second daily project was I brought up, or rather I came to you about it because I thought it would be kind of great for us. It's called TCG Fridays.
Oh, dude, I'm down with that, man. You have no idea how obsessed with Actually, you do know how obsessed with TCGs I am. I have
especially myself. And like the whole plan I had with it was like not only like obviously the base card game, which anyone who's listening to this podcast doesn't know that our whole table and what our background would have been is just covered in playing cards. So that's one thing I wanted to do. I also wanted to do like digital, so like MTG Arena, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and maybe even Pokemon, because I can get behind like TCG on PC. I can't get behind TCG in real life. It's just no. I don't fuck with that.
Dude, the Pokemon TCG, it's fun, but it's also like so extremely simple that a 3-year-old could play it.
Exactly.
Like, that's probably why it's set up that way, but it's also kind of like, if you get a good enough start against your opponent, you just wreck house, and there's not really much your opponent can do.
Dude, they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Obviously, because it's a game targeted for children. People of all ages play it because at like World Champs, it's kind of like with Konami's Yu-Gi-Oh! World Champs. Not only do they do Duel Links and like the normal TCG, what Pokemon does for their World Champs is they'll hold like I think on one day they do nothing but the TCG, and they also have like a juniors league for all of it, so that like kids that are 12 years old can compete against each other in the TCG. It's ridiculous. And it blows my mind. And then you have like the video game, and the world champs for that, I feel is more popular than TCG, and it makes my brain hurt. It really does.
Pokemon
all that competitive. We don't fucking talk about that. You know why we don't fucking talk about Pokemon Go? Because it's a fucking sham it is. I'm pretty sure anyone who comes to this channel who loves the shit out of Pokemon Go would love nothing more than to like slit my throat. But that's my feelings against that. Like,
dude, I tried that game. I could not get around that, mostly because of the fact that I'm a lazy fuck, and I was not willing to go outside and walk.
For me, it wasn't just that. It was more. I was excited because the way everyone thought it was going to work out at first was, you get to walk around and catch Pokemon, and it would work kind of like the video games. So you could like battle other people, trade with other people, and like battle gyms basically, and all that. And like at first they did have gyms, but it was weirdly set up. I didn't really like it. And then it wasn't until they updated the game to bring Hoenn region Pokemon to the game was when they finally brought in like cooperative play, so like battles and trades.
Dude, and the battle system in that game is so dumb.
I wouldn't know. I never played it after that.
No, the battle system is like literally like you tap and swipe to do stuff, and it's horrible. That's why
I love the games, because it's like it is turn-based, yes, but Game Freak has made it like the best turn-based game I've ever played. At least in my opinion, just because I'm not too keen on a bunch of RPGs, and turn-based doesn't really tickle my fancy at all. That's not even the correct phrase. I'm just saying things at this point. So, yeah. First page. Gone. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. The last digital game I wanted to do for TCG Fridays. This is why you're gonna hate me. It was Gwent.
Okay, fuck you, first off. I hate that game.
You know what? You never really gave it a chance.
Dude, I literally played it on my phone.
But now
when I was in tech school.
Better.
I played it when I was in tech school and I was literally bored as fuck.
You son of a bitch, I told you to play it with me. You never played it with me.
You want to know why I never played it with you? Because I only had like maybe 30 minutes to play it, and then I had to get ready for the next day and then go to bed. Because, you know, military. You only get like maybe an hour of free time, and guess what that free time mostly consists of? Getting your shit ready for the next day. So that you don't get your ass handed to you.
Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much like daily uploads and stuff. What in the fuck happened to my fucking... What in the hell?
My question is why you have notes.
I had notes just because, like, again, and I said it before, it was because when we had a conversation about the podcast, I just got really excited. I'm like, so these were the things I wanted to talk about because this was supposed to be, like, this first episode of our podcast was supposed to be an introduction to, like, the whole channel, what we wanted to do, what our plans were, and, like, everything else. I mean, I guess we also left out the part, like, what the whole point of the podcast is. Not just the introduction, but I mean, like, since this is also a daily project, podcast is going to be more about, like, personal things, and if we're, like, playing games on the side, you know, because it's probably going to be a lot of that up until we can get you a capture card, which I'm hoping everyone can enjoy the podcast, and if I have to sit there and play a shit ton of Rocket League and just put this podcast audio over that, I will. But...
Dude. That's something we gotta do, though.
Yes, that's another thing we need to do.
I need to get better at Rocket League, though.
But it was gonna coincide with, like, side projects. For, like, things I wanted to do for, like, live streams or whatever, whenever... Yeah, to kind of try and make it more like a daily project, but more on the, like, side, because it wasn't important. It was just these first two topics that I wanted addressed first.
Gotcha.
And I guess now we're not only leaving, like, daily projects and, like, our own personal things, it was also, like, our next collaboration. And that was going to be Minecraft. Now, before anyone shuts this podcast off, let me just say, yes, Minecraft had its stardom 12 years ago and kind of faded from everyone's graces a long time ago. But, like, now that console, because I'm a whore for console, now that it's finally getting more of the updates that PC has and operates with, like, cross-platform now, I feel it would just be cool if we were to do, like, our own thing. And, you know, because I never shut up about it, I'm inspired by a lot of ideas and, YouTubers in general that I am subscribed to, like the Syndicate Project. He's the reason I wanted to do YouTube and started, like, putting more time into playing zombies than anything. And then I found Vinny, and then which is original 151, and it just fucking snowballed for me. So, and the one project Syndicate did, or I address him by Tom because that's his real name, it was his Mayanite series, and I kind of wanted to, like, make my own where we can all, like, just pretty much sit there, have fun, but still have, like, a goal in mind. Yeah. And the only goal there was just try and kill the end dragon, but have fun. And literally, if it would take, like, 300 videos to, like, just make that whole circle close, I think if we were to put something great out, it would be worth it. It'd be worth all of it. So, pretty much, that would be the next collaboration after Borderlands. It's you, me, Jasmine just playing Minecraft. In the end, and the goal is to just kill the end dragon, and that's end game. And it'd just be done with. So I'm going to cross that out because we've already spoken. So, I guess... Yeah, that's pretty much what I just said. Okay, anyway. Because the side notes I had to it were, just have fun with it, work together, and literally take time to make it stable so we're not jumping into it like half-cocked.
You didn't go over these notes before we started, did you?
No, because I was watching a movie and then kind of took like a 10-minute nap, falling asleep, listening to a 007 movie.
Jesus Christ.
And then Jasmine woke me up, and then I sat on the couch until I had enough, and then started getting ready because I knew you were going to be home from work soon. Anyway, so after that whole thing, more side projects. Or rather, like, personal projects.
Well, it's like side ideas that we got going on.
Well, no, like, more personal, because originally, like, you're going to play Persona, I want to play Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
And if, and I guess something in my brain told me to cut you off from Kingdom Hearts if I'm still I finish Assassin's Creed before you can finish Kingdom Hearts, so we can do the Minecraft collaboration.
Yeah.
Just because on like personal projects it says like do Kingdom Hearts if you didn't finish it, which people will hate me for that. You will hate me for that. I will hate myself for that.
Dude, I'm still trying to beat the fucking first one, and I still got like 8 more games to go through.
And another thing I did want to bring from for the millionth time, my channel to this one were like my Uncharted long plays, just because it's like my most. It's my favorite PlayStation single-player game aside from Spider-Man, just because I kind of have a history with Uncharted, and I love this series, and I have all the games, and I kind of want, if they haven't seen it, I kind of want them to, if they haven't played it or seen someone play it, I want them to watch me play it, and kind of, I guess, get a feel for it in a certain way. What do you want? Oh, take care of that later. Before I carry on, Canyon, what are we at in time?
We are at 42 minutes.
Wow. And I'm not even done yet. Okay, anyway. So, basically, for Uncharted, what my plan was to do long plays. So basically, you sit there watching me play through the whole fucking game, which I'm not going to do that.
Why not? I think they would enjoy my suffering.
Because with Uncharted, the first game when I did that, I was streaming it from my PlayStation to the channel. I think it took me a whole 4 hours and 30 minutes to play through it, and then I played Uncharted 2. I think the first video was like 5 hours and 20 minutes. Because, like, with Spider-Man, I kind of got tired and then just called it quits instead of actually finishing it, which I hated myself for. And then I went on to try and finish the game in, like, a part 2, and it took me an hour. Uncharted 3, I only recorded up to, I think, I don't even remember what the chapter was. But it was a 3-hour, 51-minute video that I tried recording. And I'm glad I've tried figuring out all the kinks in my Elgato game capture, because that whole Uncharted 3, like, first half was just nothing but a black screen when I tried to review it. Like, literally a whole 3-hour, 51 recording with nothing but a black screen. And I swear to God I made sure everything worked. I made sure everything. Yeah. Sorry, we're a little tired. I don't know how to speak currently. So.
I mean, it is 1:01 a.m.
Our time. Because I brought it up, because it was on this other sheet. Like that whole Horror Saturday thing, I think we're just going to turn into like normal Let's Plays. Because the games I marked down were Until Dawn, because you claimed it's not scary, so I told you you are going to play it because you watched Markiplier play it, and yeah.
Well, no,
and the only reason I want you to do it is because I want to see what choices you make in the game and what ending we can get. Which means I have to kind of keep my mouth shut and make sure I don't intervene with the playthrough. I just kind of have to roll with it.
It was like, jump scares, yes, they're gonna get me. They always do. Fuck, I'm a jumpy person. But that doesn't mean it's scary. It just means, oh shit, I just got startled. Dang. Scariness to me is like suspense to the point where like you fear for the characters' lives. The entire time that I watched Markiplier play it, I couldn't give a flying rat's ass what happened to the character.
That's the thing, though. Like when you play, when I played it with my Turtle Beach headset when I first got it, they were amazing. Especially since you could, when I cranked the volume and the bass all the way up, I could hear everything. And I'm already a bitch when it comes to horror. So, but when I played it, they did really well because it like sucks you in because it wants you to make choices. So it sucked me in because it was more I was trying to work off my own moral compass. And they do a really great job with like keeping suspense when they throw like jump scares at you. And they try to build on it. And it was an amazing game. This next one, and I cannot believe I'm saying it, but it's the Dark Anthropology, I think it was called. Basically made by the same people who made Until Dawn, but they're like episodes and like different stories you can play through, and yeah, just pretty much the same thing as Until Dawn, shorter. And the first one, Man of Medan, is garbage. Complete and utter garbage. And the reason I wanted to do Dark Anthropology, though, is because not only because it's made by the same people that made Until Dawn, it's just more, they have an actual, like, co-op feature that, it's called, like, Movie Night. So if you, me, and Jasmine are sitting on the couch, we have to play with one controller, but we get to pick what characters we play. And then it rolls into the game. So it's kind of like playing a game of hot potato, but it sucks when you have one character that you have to like walk around with, because it takes forever. Because you're sitting there watching nothing but cutscene in like Man of Medan, and you're just trying to make choices, and then you have to spend like another 15 minutes walking around exploring, looking for clues. Jasmine got stuck with that because she chose Conrad. Anyway. And then after doing that, I wanted to jump to the Resident Evil series.
Alright.
Now, I know a lot of people don't really have a whole lot of love and respect for Resident Evil because it was great back in the 90s and then tried too hard to become an action game after Resident Evil 4. But after the release of Resident Evil 7, that changed my perspective on that like entirely. And it was amazing. I loved it to death. And now they're making the new Resident Evil 8. And from what I know from watching trailers, its mechanics are basically going to work the same as Resident Evil 7's. It's first person and everything. And you still play as Ethan Winters. And what I think is going to just blow me out of the... Or it's going to rip my socks off and eat them kind of enjoyment there. It's just through PlayStation with the new Unreal Engine 5. And I cannot imagine what it's going to look like with that Unreal Engine. And before doing this podcast, I had already bought all the games, so you're all stuck doing that with me.
Wonderful.
And we already did that, but I wanted to do it again. Basically, because I had already had the plan for it, and I want to see what other endings you can get. Layers of Fear. Because, like, I want to play through the first one again just because I want to see what other ending I can get. Because, like, there's a Ouija board, and then there's a safe. And I know that those can be interacted with, so you can, like, I think get more insight on the story. And, like, it's just, yeah. And then there is Layers of Fear 2, and I haven't purchased it or tried it yet, but I want to now after playing Layers of Fear 1.
Okay.
After Layers of Fear, Blair Witch.
Blair Witch Project.
And it's because when I was watching people play it, it looked terrifying. I watched trailers. I didn't watch anyone play it to like the end of the game because I have a problem with that. It looks like it's good. It will be good, or I really don't know because I don't know how anyone would. Anyway, I don't want to finish that thought just because I'm lost for words. Outlast. I want to buy Outlast Trinity because it'll come with the first Outlast game, its DLC Whistleblower, and then Outlast 2. Outlast is fucking terrifying, and I want to play it really, really bad. Because I had some of these horror games that I have on my PlayStation, and they were... Did I mention they were on my Xbox One? Anyway, I decided, now that I can finally do more with my PlayStation, I just, I wanted to, I just went ahead and sold all my Xbox One horror games. Figured I could just buy them for PlayStation, just make probably about the same kind of content with it. So, yeah, I didn't get to play all of Outlast, though. That's why I want to do it now. Now, that one's being taken out of the topic, taken off the list. What were you trying to tell me?
Stop hitting the table.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Anyone who has had to listen to me tap, I'm sorry. I'm really excited.
I'm looking at our audio and it's like it spikes at points, so we're gonna have to fix that.
Yeah, that's my bad. Anyway, indie games. That was also another thing I wanted to do. So like,
Indie porn games.
no, indie horror games. This channel is fuck. I can't say that or we'll never make anything. So never mind.
Yeah, we're not family friendly. What are you talking about? And I'll make sure to censor it.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll be that guy.
But I just want to do indie horror games because like, I've realized I'm too big a pussy to play Emily Wants to Play. I can't play it, and I'm like too terrified to play it.
Is it because of the clown?
No, I don't know why. It's
Is
like
it...
the most cheesiest indie horror game I've seen, and for some reason I'm terrified to play it.
Is it potentially the little fucking doll puppet thing?
I really don't know, but it's like anytime I start a new game and the door closes after the pizza guy enters, my anxiety flares through the goddamn roof, and I don't know what the fuck it is.
Dude, like, I remember when I watched people play it. That's usually how I go through my horror games, is I watch someone else play it.
That ends now.
Most of the time, though, is because I usually watch people play a game before I buy it, just so that I can get, like, their reactions and their opinion on the game before I get it. Because if, like, one person doesn't like a video game, I don't want to spend my time playing a game that I may end up not liking and then just having my money wasted.
Now, here's the thing. Why are you letting your biases be pretty much decided by one person?
It's not by one person. It's just like I'll watch different reviews just so that I can get a general idea. But if it looks fun, I'll buy it. And then if I end up agreeing with the people that what they were saying of whether or not it was good or bad, will then basically help make me calmer when I realize that the game's shit, or make me even happier when I realize that the game's amazing. I
think for once in your life you just need to look at something and be like, okay, yeah, I'll try it, we'll see, and then have your own opinion on it. I just right now I feel like you're letting someone else's opinion just make you biased towards it. And
see, that idea there is what got me into trouble when I tried to be gay for a bit. The moment I realized, I was like, this is too much for me. And then I was scarred for life.
Anyway. So, yes. Indie horror games. We're going to try everything, okay? The one thing, though, that definitely sparks indie games is because I saw a trailer a while ago for something that is coming to PlayStation. Or it actually already came to PlayStation.
Dude, with the suspense.
So, we're... What?
Dude, with the suspense here, man.
Well,
what
I want to buy all these games. I'm not saying the title just yet because I'm trying to, I want to build that... I do want to build that suspense, though.
Yeah, asshole.
A lot of people have played it. A lot have played it. Probably the best indie horror game ever created. At the time, the premise sounded stupid, but for me, the best when I was in... Yes! Scott Cawthon made a new fucking Five Nights at Freddy's and released it to PlayStation. And all of the games are on PlayStation.
Is it the VR one you're talking about?
No, he does have the VR one on there, but I mean all of them. Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think Sister Location, or it might not be there. And then, yeah, the VR one, which you don't need VR for. And then he made a new one. And the reason I say it's the best is just the lore behind that whole story. It kind of shocks me to my core. Because, back when I was just an even bigger bitch over horror, the lore behind this indie game terrified me. Legit terrified me. One time I was trying to play, the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 demo and got too scared on night 2. So then... I shut the whole fucking game down, and I'm watching YouTube theories and shit on the whole story. And Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I think, was now in its prime. Scott may have been in development for Five Nights at Freddy's 3, but I was shaken to my core. And this guy was talking about how you can kind of see this duplicate balloon boy, but everyone thinks it's a girl that just isn't in the game code. That you can see hiding under the desk. So I got terrified. I had to sit crisscross in the desk chair because I didn't want my feet touching the floor so that something could grab me from underneath all the furniture.
Jesus Christ.
What makes this worse is I think I was 13.
Oh my god.
That's what makes this worse. My family is out. I'm home alone. My dad's scared. Literally, I almost shit myself because my dad barged in through the door and yelled. And the reason he did that is because moments prior, I was explaining to him that I was fucking terrified at that moment.
So he scared you?
He scared the shit out of me.
On purpose?
Yes. Opened the front door as quietly as he could and then shouted and scared me half to death. And... I also have this really dark, this really bad phobia when it comes to the dark. So even right now, your room is giving me bad vibes, and the light needs to be on because the door's open.
Well, let me close the door then.
But that's just an example. Right now, I don't give a shit because
Oh yeah.
It's
You
just...
wouldn't have mentioned it if you didn't give a shit.
Well, okay, no, it really was just an example. I was pointing it out there, because when we lived in that same apartment, and I had to stay home alone overnight. One time, and everywhere I went, light had to be on in the room because I was not about to be near any dark rooms, and it got bad, man. It got bad. So yeah, and I also aside with horror, these indie games, let's say new games coming out to franchises that are already written down. I want to play those. I really do. But I'm not gonna jump ahead the moment a new game comes out. Let's say we're doing Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 8 finally comes out, or we're now starting Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil 8 comes out. I'm not skipping. Everyone will have to wait because I've never played a single Resident Evil game from start to finish except 7. And I'm disappointed in myself for that. Because we all know how I am when it comes to starting and finishing games.
Dude, This guy's got a problem. I'm just going to let you know right now.
I do. I have a problem. Everyone is going to hate me. Where are we at? Because we may be able to save some of these topics for like another podcast episode.
We're at 1 hour and 2 seconds.
Oh wow, that was a little longer than I was hoping because I wanted it to be an hour of power, and I'm not even done.
Yeah, because this dude has gone through so much information and so many ideas, and yet he still doesn't understand the concept of a podcast is supposed to be both of us talking, and this man just continuously rambling.
You also have not put in any input at all.
Because all of this stuff that you've mentioned has all been like...
All right, then I will... How about this? This is the introduction video. This is part 1. The next one will be part 2, which may be up in like a week or so. Because consistency and upload schedules.
Consistent upload schedules, sir.
So, I mean, without further ado... I mean, I feel like this was a great moment for, like, the start of the channel. And
it's a great moment for the start of the channel, but it's not a great moment in audio because a lot of stuff's peaking.
I'm sorry. Probably it's because of where the gain's at on the Yeti, but, like, it just... I'm really excited for this. I'm so glad that now this is the first step, and it can only get better from here. So, like, yeah.